Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife and welcome to Niles, Michigan. You may wonder why in the heck are you in Niles, Michigan? Well, it's actually right across the border from Indiana, right near South Bend where Sherri's family is. So this is where we're staying. We're gonna give you a full Airbnb tour later. This place is amazing.
Great.
We've been here for a few days. We're kind of halfway through vacation, finally picking up the camera. So we will update you a little bit later on how the trip's been going, what we've been up to. But today we got a little bit of time together this morning. We're gonna start with coffee. We're gonna do a little bit of antique shopping. And then a little bit later today, we're actually going to see another one of Sherri's grandmothers in the town of Berne, Indiana, a Swiss-inspired town that you actually lived in.
I did, yeah. So I lived in Berne for several years, but it's where my dad was born and raised, and all of his family and my grandparents are still there.
So you're gonna get a little glimpse into Sherri's origin story today. All right, friends, let's go. Just stepped outside, you can see it's a beautiful Michigan morning. Apparently we missed peak fall colors by a couple of weeks. There are a couple of trees, I don't think that's gonna show up, that are still holding on. Lots of golds. We have seen a few really pretty red trees.
Yeah, like big red maples.
But I do feel like 2 weeks ago would have been amazing. The first stop this morning is where I have started the last 3 mornings here in Niles, the Brewhaha Cafe for coffee. When I was looking for coffee shops in Niles, Michigan, this is by far the closest to where we're staying. It's just a few blocks away. And the couple who runs it is so nice. We talked about cruising yesterday morning. This is the first time Sherri's been there.
First time I've actually been up and out.
But they have good coffee.
They have great coffee, yeah.
Let me show you what we got. Sherri Beth went with a pumpkin spice latte.
Yes, I did.
And tell me about the cup.
Styrofoam.
When was the last time you had a styrofoam coffee cup?
I don't know, but I will say it keeps it hot longer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I went with an iced vanilla chai. And look at this, they put a cookie on top.
It's so cute.
I love Brewhaha. So this is Main Street, Niles, Michigan. The main street goes kind of all up that way. There are things like candy shops, there's a little brewery, a couple restaurants, a bunch of antique stores and vintage malls. They actually have a distillery here as well. We have one quick stop. We need to make it a store here. And then I think we're gonna do a little bit of antique shopping. We just stopped in here to, I think it's called Main Street Antiques here in Niles. We came in here yesterday really quickly, but we didn't have a lot of time to look around, so we're just browsing a little bit more. Sherri just found 2 quilts. How much are they?
$40.
$40 for an 1800s quilt. That doesn't even seem possible.
I want 6 of them.
You want 6 of them? Well, they only have 2. This is a really neat thing I just saw here. Antique 20-slot wooden cigar press.
That's fun.
I've never seen that before. Quack, quack. I wish there was a way to get that giant Santa Claus back home. Oh my gosh, how much are you? $250. But look at how perfect he is. And look at that. They even have the box down there. Bye, Santa. Look at this pair of Victorian twin beds. $450. Amazing. Except somebody had cholera in those beds. The Black Plague. So our next stop is the Michiana Antique Mall.
Yep.
What the heck is Michiana?
Michiana is a mashup of Michigan and Indiana. It's right on the border of the two.
So it's not a town, it's kind of a general area. The Michiana area. And the reason that we are staying in the Michiana area and not in Indiana where Sherri's family is, we learned something this trip. We went to book hotels, Airbnbs, all of that fun stuff.
Anywhere we could stay.
Anywhere we could stay in South Bend. And for most of our trip, everything was fine, reasonable, wonderful. Saturday is a Notre Dame home game. Apparently, when Notre Dame is in town, all bets are off and everything skyrockets. Now, here's the thing. Of course it does.
Right, because they'll sell their spaces, their rooms, whatever.
And so I was like, holy cow, this is very expensive.
Yeah.
And so we started looking outside of South Bend, and Niles, Michigan we're about 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So not bad at all.
Not far.
And a fraction of the cost. In fact, we will tell you later when we give you an Airbnb tour how much we paid. But the places in South Bend on Notre Dame weekend, it was just New York City in the holidays kind of prices.
Right, it was so expensive. We were just like, oh my gosh.
We've never had to consider planning a trip around Notre Dame's home schedule, but we may think about that in the future. All right, let's go check out this antique store. What if this was all they had? What if like the Michiana antique store was just like 8 things leaned up against the wall outside? I think there's probably more inside. Oh my gosh. Sherri, we only have like 20 minutes. We either have to speed walk or just like admit we're not going to see everything. This place is huge. Well, we definitely found our first purchase. The World of Christopher Robin. It's from 1958. And check this out. So Sherri kind of opened it up.
There's a newspaper clipping about A.A. Milne.
So whoever had this book clipped out this story.
I guess we can find a date on the newspaper.
Oh, that's so neat. And look at this, it's like got illustrations throughout. This is only $6.50. How in the world do we not get this? One thing I always love about visiting this part of the country is they're amazing with sports. Like Notre Dame, Indiana, Michigan. Where did I just see Michigan stuff over here? Like they just have so much stuff. There's of course Cubs stuff. It's just like, yeah, that's even like racing. It is such a big sports area. Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. Sherri's here looking at snow globes. They got a bunch of Disney ones. Got a Big Boy burger. Got some Ninja Turtle stuff. You do love snow globes. Whoa, look at that Mario back there. Sherri, I think we need some new art from our house, and it's on the floor behind you down to the right. I need you, can you pick that up for me? Can you show me that? Because from here it looks, yep. Can I be honest? I would absolutely hang that in our house.
You would absolutely not be allowed to hang that in our house.
Hang it in my office then. Do you guys see how far down it goes? So we have done half of one aisle. We still have the other half. We have this whole thing, and we still have a whole other aisle down there. We just found this old Disney pennant. It's very cool. Love that. I even love the design on the D. That's very neat. But then on the back, it says, "Come back soon. Love, Mickey and Dad." I don't know if you guys can see that, but Sherri pointed out Mickey is not spelled right. Well, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see any more of the store because Sherri found the books section. So we might just be here. We are not going to get to see a fraction of the store. So we're going to need to come back sometime because this place is great. Yeah. Well, that was an amazing stop. The World of Christopher Robin book, I think, the find of the day. Yeah. We also bought a second thing, but we can't show you because it's for a friend who might see this. So 2 things there, both of them we are over the moon about. We're now here on the main street of Berne, Indiana, and look at all of the buildings. So Berne was founded by, I think, Swiss Mennonites who came here from Switzerland, obviously named the town Berne, and then even started a lot of the architecture and buildings to look like home where they came from. It is the cutest little town. Sherri grew up here. I'll ask her a couple questions here in a minute. All right, Sherri, the building across the street.
Yeah.
You live there.
I lived there. I lived right up above this. It used to be a restaurant. Well, it is still a restaurant, but it's a different restaurant.
Your mom worked there?
My mom worked there. It was called the Palmer House, and then up above it is where we lived in a little apartment.
You say that was your living room?
Yep, that led into the living room. So we could go out and stand on the balcony and watch parades. This is kind of the only main drag through Berne.
And I think, as you'd expect, in a downtown Indiana, the nativity's already out.
Right across the street here, just down the street, is this little place called the White Cottage. It had ice cream and like burgers and fries and stuff. We always go for ice cream.
How old were you when you lived here?
3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Okay. Look how pretty this storefront is. They have all of the Christmas stuff already up. And then inside the store is just like Christmas everywhere. This is one of the other things I wanted to see while we were in Berne. This is a Canton Tree. This is one of 2 in the world. This shows crests from the 26 Swiss states, and then as well as like the Indiana state flag, Switzerland, the United States up top as well. The only other one of these is in London. Got a little sign here kind of explaining everything. And then they have a map right here that shows the location of the different cantons. It's pretty cool. Now, this whole area is new. None of this was here when you lived here.
Right.
I think that this was 2011 that this was here. And then we have the Big Berne clock tower over here as well. So here in front of the clock tower, we have the Settlers Monument. I want to read this to you. It tells you a little bit more about the area. It says, this monument is dedicated to the early settlers of Berne, Indiana, 82 devout Mennonite immigrants who came from the Bernese Jura of Switzerland. First generation cleared the land and drained the swamps, building a future for those of us who reside here today. This plaza marks the location of their first place of worship as well as their first cemetery. And we were just laughing. I didn't even notice this. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. At the very top, we think it must be a statue. But it looks like there's a person. Oh, yeah, that is super creepy. And then you can see this would be the town Christmas tree. I bet this is really pretty when it's all lit up. What a beautiful town. Is it fun to be back in Berne?
Yeah.
We got to hang out with your grandma, your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister.
Yep.
Got to go have dinner with all of them.
Yes.
What are your thoughts as we're back here in Berne?
I enjoyed living here, so it's always fun to come back, and I'm glad that I still have family here. That kind of gives me an excuse to come back.
And I think with that, we are going to head out of Berne, Indiana, head back up to the South Bend area. I'm super glad we got to come down here, see family, and give you just a little peek at this super cute Indiana town. Okay, so we are back in South Bend, and there's one place I really wanted to come this trip. It's just one of my favorite places. We're here on the campus of Notre Dame, and they have something here called the Grotto, which is this outdoor, it's this beautiful, like, sacred space. It's filled with candles. It's just beautiful. Yeah. And I wanted to come here, personally wanted to come here and show you. And then we might walk around the Basilica area, show you a little bit of that, because the Notre Dame campus is just
beautiful.
We were talking about that driving in, we're like, their student housing is nicer than our house.
Right.
It's so gorgeous. Yeah. But let's go show you the Grotto. I don't want to talk in there when we get there because there's people lighting candles and praying. So I'm gonna be quiet, set this to music, and just show you a little bit of the Grotto here at Notre Dame. So we just left the Grotto, and now we're kind of walking around the outside of the Basilica. The Basilica closed at 9 p.m. to go inside, so we can't go inside. One of my favorite things about the Grotto, though, is the whole time we're there, there's like students popping in, lighting candles, praying. And there you can see the famous Golden Dome here at Notre Dame. And then right over here to our left, Sherri's already taken all of the pictures. I wish we could go in and see it, because there is the Basilica. Look at that. Like, are you joking? This is on your college campus? It's so pretty. Every time we come to the campus of Notre Dame, I am blown away.
So pretty.
It's just inspiring. Everywhere you look, everything is just so beautiful. Yeah. And we haven't even seen Touchdown Jesus in the football field. Right. Probably the most inspiring thing there. I'm glad we went and walked around Notre Dame's campus. We were just talking on the walk back to the car. So we're not Catholic, and we've shared that before when we go visit like the Shrine of St. Teresa in Juneau. But to me, this is one of those spaces that is similar to that, in that you don't have to be somebody that is Catholic to just feel the awe of the sacredness of a space.
To appreciate the sacredness of it.
And I love that. And so just the meaning behind lighting a candle and saying a prayer and just taking a second and stopping and praying and breathing, I think is a healthy rhythm for anybody. Yeah. And that's what I love about the Grotto. It just feels, even in the middle of what is a opulent, over-the-top campus with, like, you know what I mean? Like, it is just, it is too nice in so many places. Yet in the middle of that is this outdoor stone space filled with candles that just feels set apart.
It's a place of peace.
It is a place of peace in the middle of all that is going on on the campus. I love it. So glad that we stopped here. Now we are going to head back to our place in Niles, Michigan. We want to give you a tour of where we're staying. We just got back inside to our Airbnb here in Niles, Michigan. Gonna give you a quick tour, tell you about it as we wrap up the vlog. So I found this place on Airbnb, again, because we were looking in South Bend, prices skyrocketed because of the Notre Dame game. This place, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the price afterwards because I want you to see it first. So it is on, it's on the second floor of a historic building, kind of right off of like Main Street, Niles.
It is a pretty steep staircase. But it leads to a beautiful space.
It really does. So when you first walk in, you got the main door right here. And I just love all of these old like heaters around. On the right hand side behind Sherri is the master bedroom, nice king size bed. We've been here for a few days, so our stuff is spread out. Also, the poppy wallpaper is so fun.
I love it.
And then in here, we've got a closet. We got some clothes in there. We've got clothes hung up there. So nice big closet space. And then, oh, hello. And then over here, we have the bathroom, which is super cool. You can see it's got a toilet, which is always convenient. Nice little sink area there, shower area there. It's huge. Like the bathroom is so big. And then there's this other closet in here, just randomly, another huge closet. Now, back out here to the living area. You guys, look at this. It's beautiful. Nice big TV, super nice sofa. This is, my laptop's out here, working out here. It's so nice. But wait, there's more. This is like the little dining area. And then we have a kitchen area. You can see that's been Sherri's workspace. She has her dual monitors all set up. It's got a Keurig, it's got a toaster, microwave. It's got fridge and freezer, which is awesome. And then look at that, like the vintage stove, oven. And then it does have over here, which has been super convenient, like all of the spices you would need. And then plates, silverware, all of that kind of stuff. Sherri Beth, what do you think about this place?
I think it's great.
Yeah?
Yep, it's been a really good place to kind of land and have a nice quiet place to work, really good Wi-Fi.
That is true. The Wi-Fi is great.
It's really good here.
Which is super helpful. There's a business down below. I haven't heard them once.
No.
So it's been super quiet.
Yeah.
The Niles Public Library is like right across the street. That's what we see when we look out the window, which is always fun.
Yeah.
And the price of this place,
ridiculous.
$66 a night. That in most cities, $66 a night is like super low end hotel price.
Right. Yeah, and we get all of this space for $66 a night.
Yeah, super, super happy we found this place.
Yeah.
So that is the #1 Michiana vlog.
Yeah.
We have been here a few days, like we said. We've done some things we didn't show in the vlog. It was our nephew's 13th birthday.
Yeah, so we went to a nice dinner with him on his birthday. Gosh, what else did we do? We went and saw my maternal grandmother in Michigan on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then today is Thursday, and we went and saw my paternal grandmother in Berne, Indiana.
That was one of the things, like grandmothers are, it was high on the priority list for us to actually get to see them in person, so made sure that happened early in the trip. Another thing we've been doing, you'll hear more about this in the future, is with both of them, we've asked for like family recipes.
Yeah.
Like, are there recipes that they've always made their whole life or growing up that they've just always had? And so we're like starting to collect recipes from like grandparents of our families.
Yeah.
And it was so fun.
It was a lot of fun
looking
through with my grandma and just being like, oh, I remember that, or you know, her just being like, oh, do you remember this one? And it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Trip's been good so far.
Yeah, it has.
Weather has been amazing, you guys.
Weather has been amazing. Tomorrow's supposed to be slightly less than amazing, but I'm not even going to complain because we've had beautiful weather. I think it was like 68 degrees today.
That's in November in
sunny.
Michigan and Indiana. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So friends, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you on the next LeggLife video.